Let's talk some Broncos Raiders here. I want to read you the definition of a trap game, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. Trap game. A game played before or after a tough or a rival opponent. Teams have a tendency to look past an opponent preparing for the following week's game, meaning they would look past the Raiders to the Browns, or have a letdown after beating a tough or a rival opponent. In this case, that would be the Vikings, if you consider them a tough or a rival opponent. Is this a trap game? Because to me, it doesn't fit the definition.
Who came up with the topic?
Who came up with the what's the difference? I'm asking if it's a trap game.
No, because it doesn't fit any of those definitions.
Right.
Is my point.
There are some people out there who are saying this is a trap game.
It's
but
not a
I'm
trap
not sure
game.
they understand the definition of it.
A trap game is if the Patriots are next, then it becomes a trap game because you're overlooking the Raiders to get to the Patriots.
Well, I wouldn't even call Minnesota a rival or a terribly tough opponent. If it was the Green Bay Packers last week instead of Minnesota Vikings, I'd say okay. But the Vikings, you know, they might not be a playoff team even.
There is nothing about this game. And when I say nothing, I don't want to use an absolute. There is zero amount of trap game in this particular game.
Well, no.
Now if the schedule was flipped and the Raiders were next week and the Browns were on Sunday, then maybe you can make the case if the Raiders have been good over the last couple of years. But the Raiders have not been that good, and the Browns have been terrible. So no, it doesn't fit the definition at all.
And here's another reason. They're playing the Raiders this week.
Right.
And say what you will about a rivalry or a non-rivalry these days, it's still the Raiders, it's still a division team, and as Chris Harris told the Denver Post, they still treat the division games as if they're playoff games. So they're going to be plenty up for this game. This is not a trap game in any way, shape, or form.
Do you believe it is good for the NFL for the Raiders to be good?
Yes.
So do I.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Merchandise, baby. Merchandise sold. Money in everybody's pockets. Yep.